After Kristallnacht, all the other Jews from the town of Landshut are sent to Dachau, concentration camp in southern Germany. Concentration camps were actually established by the Nazi Party in 1933, shortly after Hitler came to power, and originally were places where anybody who opposed the Nazi system were sent. We actually didn't discover these little mementos until after my father had died, and we found them lying in that house in that little pouch you see on the right hand side. And inside those two pieces of paper, one is a postal order for 50 Reichsmarks, so my dad can sent by his mum so he can buy better food or better winter clothing. Of course that wasn't possible, but the Nazi Party took the money. And the other is his ID card, which says Ansbacher Martin, geboren 16 July 1909, Concentrationskamp Lager Dachau 3K, Block 16, Stube 2. A Stube, basically these were long huts as you see in the picture there, and they were divided into 4 different rooms, and he was in Stube 2. The camp obviously had the famous Arbeit nach frei sign on the entrance door to the camp, and we were privileged in November 2012 to go around the camp with one of the local historians who was interested in learning about my father's experience in the camp, and we were also interested in learning how the concentration camp system worked, whose main purpose was to make life for prisoners as much hell as possible. The picture on the left is there to show you one of the little games they played against prisoners. On the far left there you would be a football field, and to the right you can see the guard tower with the trench and the fence. And then the guards would deliberately kick the ball into that grassed area beside the trench, which was basically the equivalent of no man's land. And if any prisoner would walk off that path onto that grassway, the guards in the tower could shoot on sight. So what the guards would do is kick the ball over and then force or entice the Jewish prisoners to go and get the ball. And if they didn't do that, they would get beaten up. But it was better to be beaten up than to be shot by the guards. This picture shows the size of the camp and the different sections and how it all functioned. Huge operation. When we went around the camp, this is one of the pictures that's on display in the museum there, which shows what it must have felt like to be just one tiny prisoner in this huge system where you were surrounded by guards at all times, and you were meant to feel small and insignificant. The camp had a formidable system of keeping the prisoners in, with trenches, guard towers, electric fences, etc. One of the ways you could get out of a concentration camp was if you were going to say you're going to leave the country. And so through the efforts of the family, they were able to arrange for the release of my father and his father, Guido or Gustav, from the concentration camp. And this page here is unique because it's the handwritten log, which was captured by the American Army in Dachau, and shows that on the 30th December 1938, Martin Ansbacher was released. But not only was he released to freedom.